We are pleased to welcome to our forum students who are here as part of our City Club student program. Participation of these students is made possible by a generous grant from the Law Foundation. With us today are students from the Cleveland School of Science and Medicine. Would our student guests please stand and be recognized? Now we would like to return to our speaker for our traditional City Club question and answer period. We welcome questions from everyone, including guests. Holding the microphones today are City Club Program Director Carrie Miller and Development Assistant Lucille Barbati. First question, please.
Good afternoon, Doctor, and welcome back to Cleveland. My name's Craig Marvany. I live not too far from your center out in Strongsville. I've been a patient, and quite frankly, thank you to Dr. Rosen and Dr. Oz. I'm about 90% of the man I used to be because of their wellness program.
You look terrific.
Well, I appreciate that. Our Cleveland Clinic has long been a leader in pharmaceutical medical device research. Could you please explain how you see that role helping a resurgence in our Cuyahoga County in permanent manufacturing jobs and opportunities? Thank you very much.
Thanks for the question. I think that's a very good topic. And one of the things that we did is begin to think about how we could take the intellectual capital of the Cleveland Clinic and begin to turn it into potential companies, particularly, and we formed Cleveland Clinic Innovations. Chris Coburn heads that group. So far, they have had almost 200 patents filed. And I should say granted, not filed, and 32 companies have spun off of this. I hope this is a big opportunity to use the resident knowledge that is here in Cleveland and turn it into companies which hopefully will benefit the economy of Northeast Ohio.
Dr. Cosgrove, thank you very much for a very excellent presentation and overview. Since the high cost of health care is such a major issue, as you said, unsustainable, and since the health care costs may rise 30 to 40% due to Obamacare, how does the Cleveland Clinic plan to promote disclosure of the cost of health care to its patients and to the public?
Yeah, that's a very good question as well, and I'm glad you asked that because it's something that we're struggling with like every other medical institution around the United States. As you probably know, that no medical institution in the United States can tell you exactly what its costs are. I think that we've taken a major step in trying to encourage that by joining forces with a startup company in California, which has developed the technology to begin to tell you exactly what the cost of various generic procedures are at different locations. We think it's important to be on the front of this as opposed to on the back side of it, and we are in fact pushing that. One of the problems we have is we have over 100 contracts that vary in what is paid for various procedures. As you may also know, we collect less than 33%, or a third, of our billing charges. So billing charges are one thing. What we collect is entirely a different issue, and that is true for every hospital across the country. So it is a major, complicated thing that I would love to see go away if we could figure out how to do it constructively and consistently across the entire healthcare system. So I can assure you that that's on the top of my list of things we'd like to do.
Thank you, Dr. Cosgrove. Could you say something about the computerization, electronic medical records? It's one of the reasons that I'm a Cleveland Clinic patient now.
Yeah. First of all, we started almost 8 years ago beginning to put the electronic medical record into place. It is an extremely expensive and complicated issue to do. All hospitals have to be rewired. All personnel have got to be trained in how to do this. There are constant upgrades of doing that. And there, to be perfectly candid with you, there are generational issues about computer use. Old guys like me are all thumbs. when it comes to that. So this has been an issue to introduce this into the system. Now, I think that the best analogy that we can do here is to say that medicine is going from an art to a science. And with science, you have to put numbers to issues. And if you're going to put numbers to something, you have to have some way to keep track of them. So clearly, medicine is now coming to the point where it is becoming more and more and more of a science on every day, and computers are an integral part of that. Now, all of our facilities are now computer connected with our electronic medical record. The other thing that we have done is we think that it is extremely important that the patient be involved in their care. We have opened our charts to the patients. And if you're in a Cleveland Clinic hospital or clinic, you can go and ask to see your chart. That's part of our policy. The second thing is you can have that medical chart on your electronic medical record via the internet at home. So you get a password, and we're encouraging people to sign up. We find that people take much better care of themselves if they know exactly what is in their medical record. So far, we've got 250,000 people signed up for this. We're signing them up at the rate of about 3,000 a month. We've been at it for several years, and I would encourage everybody to try and do this. One of the side advantages of this, if you get sick in Los Angeles, you can access your medical record electronically over the internet, password protected. So this is a big advantage. Now, one other word I would say about this. Part of the reason that it has not been widely accepted is because of cost. There's only about 10% of the hospitals across the country that have electronic medical records. And as you know, the stimulus bill devoted a lot of money to doing this in the hopes that it's going to reduce costs in healthcare. I doubt that it reduced costs. I think it will improve quality significantly, however, and that's the reason we started into this project.
Dr. Cosgrove, thanks for the action-packed presentation. I'm curious about stem cell research. You didn't mention that at all, and it seems to have fallen out of the popular press, so I'd appreciate it if you could give some words of advice and wisdom on the current state of stem cell research and what it might mean to healthcare delivery. And if I haven't asked the right question, please answer what I should have asked.
I think you probably asked the right question. I think you may have done it to the wrong person. I am a recovering heart surgeon, and little do I know about stem cells, simply to say that I think your general impression is essentially fed by the media hype initially around stem cells being a cure-all. I think that, like most things, it's not quite as good as we would have hoped at the start. But I think it is still a developing and very exciting area in healthcare. I just try to pick out a few examples of technology rather than trying to name them all. So stem cells should not feel picked upon. It was just that I couldn't do it all.
Hi, my name is George Wong, and this is more a comment than a question. I'm an immigrant from Hong Kong, and I go back every year to visit friends and my in-laws. My mother-in-law was recommended by her doctor in Hong Kong about, I think, 3 years ago to come to Cleveland Clinic. At that time, she needs a stent and a valve to put on her heart. And the doctor in Hong Kong recommended 2 hospitals in U.S. One is the Stanford University Hospital, and one is Cleveland Clinic. And of course, since we're here, she chose the clinic. She got first-class world care for her service. She met a lady at the International Group Center thing at the Continental Hotel, and wheeled her into the operation room. And great service. It was a one-day outpatient service. And she was doing fine in Hong Kong for a while, and she said, when I come back to any hospital care, it will be Cleveland Clinic, and I just applaud your service.
Well, thank you very much. And, I just want to tell you that you're worth every penny I paid you for that comment.